What's happening with housing prices right now? Under contracts are down, sales prices are being adjusted downward, and there's even talk of buyer incentives returning for new builds. Is the housing market cooling down? Well, let's check it out in our South Metro Denver market update for May 2022. As you learned in April's update that I posted last month, there's about 6 stats that I look at when I look at the market to see where it's trending and what's happening. And these numbers include single-family homes, townhomes, and condos. So basically residential real estate. And the first is new listings. That's the amount of homes a buyer has available to purchase. And that number is up. There were 6,617 homes for sale, up from May of 2021's 6,083 homes for sale. It's a whopping 10.4% increase. And remember, this is trending up from the 3.4% increase we saw last month in April. This is great news for buyers. More inventory, more choices, more opportunity to buy. This is especially sweet in June as I'm filming this because it is National Homeownership Month. Now the second stat we look at is pendings or under contracts. There were 5,814 under contracts in May, down from the 6,054 under contracts we had in May of 2021. And that's a drop of 4%. However, it is up from April's numbers of 5,463 under contracts. But it is definitely a number we want to keep our eye on. And thirdly, we want to look at closed. That's listings sold. We had 5,396 in May versus the 5,294 in May of 2021. And that's an increase of about 1.9% or 2%. And that was up from the 4,867 sales we had in April. So demand is still there. Buyers have not stopped buying in spite of the higher interest rates currently available. The fourth stat we want to look at is median sale price. In May, it was $614,000 versus the $535,000 in May of 2021. This is a whopping 14.8% increase year over year. However, it is lower than the 18.6% increase we saw in April, and lower still than the 21.3% increase we saw back in March. There is a shift occurring and a housing market cool down when you look at median sale price and the amount of inventory a buyer has to choose from. Fifth, we want to look at median days in the MLS. That's the amount of days a home is on the market or in the market before it goes under contract. I reported last month it's a whopping 4 days. And it was a whopping 4 days last year. And it just seems to be 4 days for the last couple of years. Again, telling us that buyer demand is high. So if you're putting your home on the market on a Thursday, you can pretty much be guaranteed you're going to have to make a decision on a Sunday. And if you're a buyer looking to buy and you see a home come on the market, don't wait too long because it might be gone in 4 days. Now 6, we want to look at weeks of inventory. As I reported last month, we've been hovering around the 1 to 2 weeks worth of inventory for the last couple of years. But in May, we went up to 3 weeks of inventory. And that's up 1 week from what was going on in May of 2021 when we only had 2 weeks. And it's up 1 week from April and 2 weeks from March. So what do you think? Indicators of a shift? Well, if you said yes, you're in agreement with our leading economists in the country. Now, it's still early days, but a few things are becoming very clear. One is house prices are still rising, though they are slowing. And secondly, home sellers are losing some of that advantage they've had over the last couple of years. You know the one I mean, where you slap any price on the home and you watch the line form around the house and you sort of sit back as a seller and wait for all those offers to come in. You know, with Fannie Mae predicting a recession, mortgage rates increasing, CoreLogic just came out with their report decelerating home price growth to a mere 5.6%. Well, I don't know about you, but I'd take 5.6%. Year over year. In fact, that's a lot higher than the 3% year over year we were used to seeing pre-COVID. And with these predictions, we have to be very careful. Because remember April of 2020? Yeah, remember then? Yeah, CoreLogic came out and said we would lose 6% of our home's value in 2020. How did that work? You know, I don't have a crystal ball, neither do they. We'll keep our eye on this and monitor what's going on. In the meantime, what are you seeing in your neighborhood? Go ahead and leave your comments down below. My name is Peggy Dursthoff, and I'm a realtor with HomeSmart here in the Denver metro area. And I specialize in suburban living. And if you're thinking about moving to one of our South Metro Denver communities, let's get the conversation started. You can call, text, or email me. All of my information is in the description box. And if you enjoy looking at home remodels, go ahead and take a look at this video over here, where I take a tour of a remodeled patio home in the Villages by Oakwood Homes in Highlands Ranch. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week.